Okay, so for the first questions, um, currently I am studying and also I'm working. I'm doing both of them at the same time. So for the first question about what did you choose, this course or job, I'm going to answer both of them because they are kind of related. Um, I selected the course because since I was very young, I always liked the languages. I've studied on bilingual school, and I always liked English, and I've always had a very good performance on this language. So it's like since I was very young, I've always liked to learn new languages and to speak them with other people. And when I selected this career, it was in 2021, I guess. It was because of the pandemic. I selected this course because the virtuality made me easier the possibility to study a career. And the job that I selected, I am currently working on a call center. I'm a supervisor on teleperformance, and initially I selected this job, or I chose this job because the university schedules allowed me to find a job. So I had like a lot of free time. So I just said like, why not? I would try to find like an occasional job, and I started working on TP, and it went very well. It's like 2 years now that I've been working there, and I've been able to being promoted a couple of times, and I'm pretty happy with my work right now. About my daily routine, I wake up very early in the morning, like at 5 a.m., and I take my breakfast and I go to the gym. I like to do some exercise every day. So I spend like hour and a half, maybe 2 hours in the gym. Then I came back to my house. I take a shower, I get ready, and I go to my job. It's like from 9, in most of the days, it's from 9 a.m. To like 6 or 7 p.m. It depends on the day. And when I finish with all my job right there, my job as a supervisor like consists in attending to some meetings with some clients, going to coachings with the agents, do some team meetings, etc., etc. When I finish all these routines, I came back to my house. It's like 1 hour, maybe, sometimes because of the traffic jams, a little bit more. Um, from my job, from teleperformance to my house. So when I arrived at my house, I usually I attend to the classes that I have, or I watch the recordings of the classes that I wasn't able to be on. And I guess that's my daily routine. Mm, if I like to about my course or my job that I would like to change. About my course, I think that no, there isn't something that I would really like to change. About my job, maybe I would like to change my schedule. I would prefer to like enter to my shift earlier and be able to get out of work earlier as well. And some questions about shopping. Um, who does most of the shopping in your household? I guess that my mother and I. What type of shopping do I like and why? I really like shopping clothes. I think that's my weak point. I really enjoy going to some shopping stores or malls and going from shop to shop, like watching and shopping a lot of clothing stuff. Is shopping a popular activity in your country? I guess that yes, it is. It's pretty common, or at least in the social circle that I have, it's something pretty common. It's a pretty normal plan. Like, every month, the people that I know, they used to go like for shopping some stuff that they usually need or that they want. And what kind of shops do teenagers like best in my country? I guess that it depends on what they like, because for some cases or for some people they would prefer, I don't know, video games, so they would like some shops like maybe Catronics, or stuff like that that are more focused on technology and video games. People like me that we enjoy more about, for example, clothing and some sporting stuff, we prefer going for to shops like maybe H&M, Decathlon, etc. So I think that it's pretty that it depends. Mm, and talking about films, I usually don't go to the cinema very often. The last time that I went was like 3 or 4 months ago. And what type of movies do I like best? I would say that it's like it could be romantic and also fiction. Romantic movies like Casablanca, Singing in the Rain are pretty good, but I also enjoy some fantasy movies like The Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. And what type of films I don't like? Maybe it's not that I don't like, but I've never like proved them. It's not from my like I don't really have interest on watching them, and they are horror movies. I've never seen a horror movie, like a whole horror movie in my life, and it's not something that like awakes some interest in me. Okay, an important event in my life, I guess that it would be one day that I got like stolen slash kidnapped. It was on 2018, no, 2017. It was in 2017. I was in my school, and by those time I went to the school on bus, because my school was on one town, but I moved like a few years before. I have moved to another town, so I had to take a pretty long trip on bus to be able to went to that school. So one day, it was like the last day of the year. It was like in December, I guess. Um, I was waiting for my bus with a friend, as always, and some guys just approached us and told us that they were from a gang, and that they were going to kill us, to blah blah blah, some stuff like that. And they ended up letting my friend go, and they stayed with me. They made me get into a car. They went to my house, and they forced me to like gave them all the stuff or all the valuable things that I have in my house, like the computers, some cash that I could have, my Xbox, things like that. Um, and I think that it was a very important thing in my life, because it made me like think about a lot of things that I was doing wrong, or that I thought that I didn't realize that I was doing wrong, but because of that experience that was like uh, pretty shocking, I realized that I had to do a lot of things that I wasn't doing, that I had to change a lot of things about my personality, about my actions, that it was things that I wasn't like comfortable with, but I wasn't doing nothing to change them. For example, my charisma or my personality, I was very explosive. I used to be angry all the time, and those were things that I really hated about myself, but I've never done something to change them. um, I had some emotional problems for the like during the last year before it happened, because I had some personal issues. My mother was diagnosed with cancer, so that was like a very shocking topic for me. I was like 13 or 14, I guess. So that was very shocking for me. That made me um, like lose interest in the school. So my grades were going just down, and a lot of things were not good in my life. And because of that event, I like it was a change. There was a change in my mindset, like a cheap change. So I said like, whoa, look what happened. It could like they could have killed me. Maybe they could have kidnapped me for a long time. It happened. The kidnap doesn't take more than 4 hours, I guess. But I said like, I need to do something with my life, and I have to change all the things that I don't like, because life is a whisper. Like is like just one moment, and I have to like make it be valuable. And I guess that it's a pretty important event in my life that helped me to like take into account all these things and change all these things that I didn't like. So now I'm a pretty much like calmed person. I don't used to be angry. I don't used to get upset with basically anything. My grades in the school went up again. So I guess that that event, and more than the event, the reflection that I made after those like after those happenings were pretty important for my life. So what days are important in my country? I guess that we have a lot. We have some various important days or celebrations here in Colombia. We have like always we have Christmas, we have New Year, we have the Holy Week. We have also our own, different from the American Valentine's Day. We have our own Valentine's Day. Um, we have also some cultural events that are pretty famous and pretty important for the country, such as, well, of course, the Independence Day, and these cultural events, such as like the Carnival of Barranquilla, the Black and White Carnival in Pasto, the holidays of San Pedro in Neiva, for example. That those cultural events are pretty important for the country, because I think that it helps us to keep like our identity and some traditions that we already had. Why is important to have national celebrations? I think that, as I said before, it would be, or the main reason about these celebrations is like to keep our national identity, and like to reinforce who we are, where do we came from. And yeah, I think that it helps us a lot, like to never forget about these traditions, or about like these roots that made our Colombian culture. Also, I think that it could help like economically, because with these kind of celebrations, like all these carnivals, they are pretty famous not only here in Colombia but also in Latin America and in other countries. So a lot of people, of foreign people, come to Colombia just to go to all these celebrations. And I think that it could help or boost like the countries now, sorry, the cities where all these events take place. How is the way your national celebrations are celebrated now different from the way they were celebrated in the past? Well, I think that I'm too young to say that, because I don't remember very well how the national celebrations in my country were done like 20 years ago or 30, I don't know. But I can give an example maybe of one tradition that were done in the past and that now they don't really do that. And it's for Halloween. It's something that people did on it was a town called Pesca in Boyacá. For Halloween, the young kids used to, or the younger people used to get dressed as devils and they went all through all the town with some whips, and they were like kicking everyone and then just running away from them. That's something that my parents told me that they used to do on that town, but I think that now it's something that they don't really do. mm, if I think that there is some any new national celebration that will come into being in the future, I think that yes, it depends if, for example, it depends if some social or politic event, like pretty huge political event happens. Maybe we could have another like national celebration. And also, I think that we could have some like the ones that we have seen in the last decades, such as the LGTB like commemoration day, and those kind of celebrations that were created or that started from a social like movement or initiative, that now are consolidated, and it created its own day. So I think that these type of movements are increasing day by day. So in the future, I guess yeah, we will have some more celebrations, national celebrations. If there are any celebrations from other countries that we celebrate here in Colombia, yes, I don't know if it's specifically from other country, but for example, Christmas is something that we celebrate like in many countries, not only here in Colombia. And maybe we also celebrate Saint Valentine's Day, even if we have our own like love and friendship days, how we call it. Even if we have our own day to celebrate that, many people here in Colombia used to celebrate as well the Valentine's Day that people celebrate in the United States. Um, and finally, what are the benefits of having events that many people around the world are celebrating on the same day? Well, I think that the main benefit is that it helps us to like be connected. I think that like globalization is something that it's like pretty present nowadays, and it's pretty cool like to that you could like meet some people or get to know other people from other countries, from other continents, and that you could like feel connected and feel like you have a lot of things in common, or more things in common that the ones you thought you could have with all these people. I think that feeling is pretty good. It's pretty nice to be connected and find some topics where you can like converge with people from all around the world.